Welcome to Sisters in Session, where therapy meets sister talk and nothing's off limits. We're two sisters who overthink everything, laugh too loud, and try to make sense of life's chaos one session at a time. From relationships and self-care to the messy middle of growing up, it's part heart-to-heart, part comedy hour, and all real talk with zero chill. Grab your coffee or drink of choice and settle in. It's time for your weekly dose of sisterhood and self-reflection. Hey, Tess.
Hey, Lex.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Oh, thriving.
Yeah, that's what we're going to go with this week. We're just both thriving.
And you have to say it like that, thriving, because
Thriving.
it's so sarcastic. It's not even funny. Okay, let's just get into it. You have an update.
I do have an update.
You have to put her in here, and we'll post this clip. Look at her.
This is Penny. This is Lady Penelope Kate. Lady is not the name, it's a title, because she is a royalty. And yeah, we call her Penny. But yes, here she is, the newest member of the podcast.
She's so cute.
She's like, are you kidding? Would you please put me back down?
Does she like her new bed?
Loves it. Obsessed with it.
Love that.
Yeah, she's got some bows coming in the mail. Her blankie and her bows and her harness and leash. And you would think I would have known for like the last couple weeks I was getting a dog, seeing how I had none of it and it's still not here. And her bowl mat are coming. Yeah.
She's just like, put me down. Bye, Penny. Oh, look at her.
I know.
Oh, she's snuggling you.
She's obsessed with me.
I love that. So, this is so funny for me because you've never been a dog person.
I'm still not really.
Yeah. You're a your dog person.
Yep. Don't like other people's kids, don't like other people's dogs. That's not great, but
it's not great for publicity.
It's not that I like kids. I just like...
No, I think every mother or anyone that has kids in their life is completely understanding of what you just said.
Yeah. And dogs definitely. Like, I will love Penny because I love her and she is so cute and sweet. Even having said that, like, I could do without her. I got her for my kids. And so having said that, especially like other people's dogs, no thanks, except for Ellie. I love Ellie.
Oh, everybody loves Ellie except for 90% of the people in her life.
Right, yeah. Well,
she's an acquired taste.
See, I don't think so, because she just makes me laugh.
Well, no, same. She's like a cat. But we do love her. But we also love Penny. Thank you, Penny, for being here today. You guys didn't see that, but she's giggling because my hair just did a really weird thing. Anyway.
Do you have any updates, Lex?
No, we went to Ohio again this past weekend. But it's good. I mean, he does his thing. I go shopping, and it's always a great time. I did get a bunch of stuff at Marshall's, Christmas decorations, but I don't have enough for this entire house. So whether he likes it or not, we're gonna have to go to Hoblob. And that's just gonna be what it is. But I don't want to go alone because, I'll get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But he's my grounding. He brings me back down. So we'll figure that out. Christmas isn't here yet.
Nah.
I was hoping to have it done by Thanksgiving, but that's not going to happen. We also need a new rug for in this living room. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
We can totally discuss this another time. Because I was about to just get into all the dimensions of the couch and everything, and nobody's here for that.
No, they're here for today's topic, which is...
Drumroll. I can't roll my R's. Leave me alone. Can't roll my tongue.
She's sleep deprived, so, she has, a newborn. So, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. Anyways, relationships.
Ooh. And actually... funny enough, one of our Take It or Leave It's is actually about a relationship. I'm excited to hear Tessa's point of view and also figure out what my point of view is on it. Anyways, okay, so I don't know if you guys have ever watched New Girl, but we love New Girl. There's an episode where Nick and Schmidt are working together on different inventions, and at one point he's Jess is Nick is all ideas, and he's he says something about the idea factory. Anyway, but then she said, and Schmidt's like, facts, statistics. And that's me and Tessa. She's facts and statistics. And I'm just like, whatever comes to me, that's what's coming out of my mouth.
This is just a good thing that I heard this week, and it goes along with it because they were talking about relationships, but it also doesn't really have to do with what we're talking about, because I think today we're going to cover kind of dating in your early 20s versus dating in your later 20s, early 30s, and some of those differences.
I hope you aren't looking at me for early 30s.
Late 20s.
Okay, you're done.
Anyways, so I heard this week, as far as like, just before we get into discussing the differences in dating based on your age, but just with relationships in general. You ready?
Probably not, but yeah.
Expectation without communication leads to frustration.
Is that like a rap?
Yeah.
Expectation without communication leads to frustration. Da, da, da. I like it. And that is so true.
Yeah, because like you have like these things in your head that you like want them to do or think that they should automatically know, but you don't tell them, and they're just living their merry lives, not even thinking about it, not purposely not doing what you want them to do. They just have no idea that that's what you were expecting.
Correct.
And then whenever neither of you communicate, whenever you don't say, hey, I'd really love for you to do this, then you just get frustrated, and he doesn't even know.
Yeah, I could potentially be a struggler, a victim, if you will.
A victim? Or
no, not a victim.
Michael's the victim.
Yeah, poor Michael. Aw. Yeah, no, I can see. Yeah, very accurate.
But anyways, I just thought that I heard that and I thought that was good. Speaking of relationships, it do be tough in the 4th grade.
No.
Listen.
Oh, no.
She told me last week this is not involving her, thankfully. And Crew.
Don't even tell me. I'm telling you right now, that boy talks about the girls in his class more than he talks about the guys. I know one boy in his class. The rest are all girls.
So whenever we pick them up, we go up, we're like all in a line waiting for them to open the door, and then you say their name, your kid's name, and their room number, and then they send them out. And lately, me and Molly's mom have been close to each other, so they can walk out together. So, well, today they walked out holding hands, him and Molly. Believe it or not, like, she's taller than what he is, and he's tall. And she's got such curly hair, but they're like tight. So anyways, they come walking out holding hands, and then he lets go to come talk to me, but then we're obviously leaving at the same time. So then he and Molly ditch me and her mom, and they're just walking hand in hand. And I was like, okay, well, this is nice. This is not cool. So, yeah.
I am gonna need a minute because I actually might get emotional. I think I might be going through the 7 stages of grief after hearing that.
It's so funny. To be quite honest, I have never really played the ooh, she's your girlfriend game because I'm just not really about that.
They're just
so like
friends.
it's just, but it's so pure. They ran off down the sidewalk. I had to call them back because I mean our car was back here. I just wanted to tell you that because I knew you'd want to know.
Yeah, I not want to know. I need to know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
so wait, what was the drama with Addie Grace that didn't involve her? Oh,
so she tells me the other day. I forget what was happening, but for some reason, her one friend, she was upset about having to ride the bus that day because the boy that she was dating rides the same bus, but they like were broken up. And do you remember whenever we were like younger and we would say people were going out?
Yeah.
And do you remember mom and dad always being like, where are they going?
Yeah.
They can't go anywhere. They can't drive. Where are they going to? And I'm like, okay. And that's how I felt. It's come full circle whenever she's like, well, they were dating. And I was like,
where are they going?
Where'd they go on their date? Anyways, yeah. So she was super upset about having to ride the bus because her ex is on the bus.
Well, I mean, you hate to like sit down on your seat on your way home and like you're just looking at your ex.
Right.
No, I get it. Like misery is what she was in.
That's how she felt. She was very not impressed.
Wow.
And I was like, wow.
This is why you don't date people that are on your bus.
Right. Skipping a little ahead from 4th grade to your early 20s. So I'm sure we've mentioned in past episodes, I actually technically never dated in my 20s because I got married 2 or 3-ish weeks before my 20th birthday. Lexi is 27.
Okay, we're age dropping.
So she has almost completely been in her 20s during her dating years, currently in it.
In the sauce. Proudly in the sauce.
Here are the differences in dating in your early 20s in dating in your late 20s and early 30s. Early 20s, you are focused on potential. What does that mean? Thank you for asking.
Mm.
Meaning that you are dating based on someone's potential, which I think there's a pro to because you realize that everyone's still figuring things out, and hopefully they are actively trying to figure things out. The con is you run the risk of ignoring the current reality. So you're kind of like, oh, well, like, he's gonna do this, or, well, like, he'll mature, or oh, he'll eventually want to get married. So you have to play that one kind of safely. Now, since I'm going to kind of go through these and talk about them, but you have all of the experience. So you chime in.
Yeah, I have something. I don't know if it's experience or trauma, but
Well, to be fair, I am teasing Lexi a little bit because she hasn't really like had a real boyfriend up until now in her 20s. Is that true? My timeline might be off a little bit.
no, yeah,
Lots of like I would say you dated a little bit, but not like
yeah,
a relationship.
correct.
Okay. Does that ring true for you?
Oh yeah, oh my, yeah. You date them for what you want them to be, but not who they are.
Yeah. Okay. Which I mean, like I said, good and bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily a bad thing because you are still figuring it out. So the 20s was focused on potential. Late 20s, early 30s, the focus is more on stability and career. So the emphasis kind of shifts to finding someone who's both stable professionally and personally.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely. For
Like
sure.
once you get to a certain age, like you're done playing the games. Like I'm looking for like a man that can support me
Provide.
emotionally. Yes. And yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Number 2, early 20s. It's experimental and fun. You are having fun and learning about yourself, even if it means making mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would track. I don't know if people actually go into it with the expectation of like you're okay, even if you end up making mistakes, or if it just kind of happens and you're just like, well, you
It
live and
is
you
what it
learn. I don't
right.
know. Now that one, obviously, and we can discuss this like at the end because we would have a little bit of a more conservative background view on this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just going to be different maybe than some people's, but not maybe in the way that you think because I don't like a lot of people, and even Lamar, if he listens to this, he's going to be like, I'm not saying to just casually hook up and whatever. I don't even know the word because I don't even mean that. I think you should date with intention, but I also don't think that you should say no to going on a date with somebody just to like get to know them better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, so like I think like experimental and fun can kind of have like a negative ring to it from the conservative like background. But I think it doesn't have to have I don't think it has to be as negative as what people think it is. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, so in the late 20s and early 30s, the opposite or the difference would be more intentional. So the dating pool feels smaller, so there's more of a desire for serious and meaningful connection or commitment rather than casual fun. I would think so. Again, I don't
Yeah.
have experience,
Here's the
but
thing. If you're in your late 20s, early 30s, I'm saying within reason, at what point do you plan on like settling down? And I say settling down loosely. I don't mean like, oh, you're settling, but you know what I mean? At what point do you plan on like, if you're not having kids, okay, like whatever, that's your choice, obviously. But I do think that a lot of people would like to share, to have, their person, to find their person, to have someone to go through life with. So, like, at what point are you planning on doing that if it's not late 20s, early 30s?
yeah. And I do think it's different with men versus women,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
but because guys take a little longer to mature. Number 3, in your early 20s, you are less focused on stability. You're kind of like, oh, he's working for his dad now, or he's working at Chick-fil-A, but that's not his career. So you're just kind of like, it'll be all right. It's not that serious.
Right.
Now, to me, and I think this is where like the conservative background plays in because, they got to get out of high school or college and nose to the grindstone, got to start being ready to provide for a family.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be a different take probably from people who don't have the same background because
Hmm.
like I mean it makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're in college, like you're going to have some sort of other not good quote job. And so I could see where you'd be like, "Oh, well that's what he's doing now, but like he's earning a degree or he's saving up to start his own business or something."
Yeah.
Did you date anybody who had a weird job or were they all kind of like established in the job field, not like mentally and emotionally?
None of them were mentally and emotionally established. Let's just say that. Um, yeah, I mean, they all had like job issues, but again, it was like daddy's business or things like that. It wasn't this is their career.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know because again, I not my life. I don't know if that one is one that really has like an opposite. So we'll just go on. So the last one in the early 20s dating scene is pressure to find the one.
Oh, yeah.
So there can be a sense that you have more time, which can lead to passing on people because you quote have all the time in the world. So in your early 20s, you don't necessarily feel that pressure as much, or you might feel the pressure, but you kind of write it off because you're like, I have more time.
Well, again, the way we were raised, this is why I always say I'm defying the odds. Yeah. So Tessa was 19 when she got married. So, like, she can attest to this. But it was like an unspoken pressure that you get married, your husband works, you stay home, you have the babies, you deal with the babies, and in 6 years, you're going to hate your life. No, I'm just kidding. That was aggressive and also not true. I know a lot of couples that got married young and are still very happy. But it does mean you're a child when you're getting married. Like when you're getting married, even at 19, I know legally you're an adult, but like you're so young and you don't even know yourself at all. You don't. And like Tessa will back me up on this. You don't. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you want to be. You don't know who you want to be. You don't even know who you are. And like I said, that was the pressure growing up is because at 21 I was an anomaly because I wasn't married and had two kids already. Like I have some family members who literally had two kids by like what, 22, and I'm not judging them. Good for them. Go you. Love that for you, but I just that wasn't what I wanted for my life.
We put Lexi in display because she was so odd.
Yeah. Yeah,
She
they
was
like
an example.
yeah, they like had me in the town square and put a sign above my like the box that I was standing on and it said do not be like her.
So, yes, the way they said it was that there was pressure to find the one, but you could push off that pressure because you have all this time.
Exactly.
Whereas our experience, it
Yeah.
was like flopped. The pressure to find the one is still there. But instead of just being like, I'll find them later, you settle. So it's the opposite. Instead of being, I can put this off, I have all the time. I just have to pick somebody because I have to get married now.
Well, I think a lot of it is, oh, the wedding, the things. And I'm just like,
Listen, I promise your taste will change. Ask me if I would do my wedding the same now as what I would have been. So, and that is what it is. Trust me whenever I tell you, if you feel like you have to get married because you have to have your wedding this way, you might be surprised that you might like something different and better later on. That's all I'm going to say.
hello, me. I've literally, this is within the past year. I've always wanted a fall wedding.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Guess what falls in fall? Hunting season. Do you know how many weekends there are that some state isn't in hunting season? Not a lot.
Every week.
Yeah. Eventually, when we get engaged and we're talking about this, if I would say, Michael, I really, really, really want a like fall wedding, he would absolutely do it. But I just don't feel like planning it because then if you think about it, like it's years. It's not just that one day. It's anniversaries. It's this, and this. So now, girl who does not really prefer being cold ever is considering a winter wedding.
It's going to be gorgeous.
No, and it is. And it's going to be classy and it's going to be so, so pretty. But like,
right. Your tastes have changed.
Exactly. And that's within a year. That's from 26 to 27. Ugh. I can't even tell you what I wanted at 19.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You just want a wedding and not a marriage, I would advise you to hold off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I would also advise you, listen, I am coming from the side of somebody who was married at 19. And I don't have regrets about who I married or anything like that. But I will say, it's you do a lot of growing and figuring out who you are in those years. And
Meanwhile,
there are
trying to figure out
benefits,
who they are. Who they are.
right? You both are. And there
Hmm.
are benefits to growing through that and growing together in that way. But there are also benefits, I'm assuming, there would have to be, just again, from coming from this side, of figuring out who you are and then knowing, establishing the fact that that's who you are, and then knowing who you want or who would complement you later on.
Yeah.
So let's just wrap up dating in your late 20s. Yeah, that was a really good word. So profound. I am
I've been
dating in your
trying.
late 20s or early 30s. So quick recap, because I thought I could go back and forth, but we're outnumbered and some of them didn't go together. But early 20s, your focus is on the potential, not where they're at. Experimental and fun. Less focus on stability and pressure to find the one, but in the sense that you have all the time in the world, and so it'll be okay. Late 20s, early 30s, what we've covered so far is focus on stability and career, where you're trying to find somebody who's stable professionally and personally. You're more intentional about dating because the dating pool feels smaller. I don't know if it's as small as what it felt like whenever I would have been that age.
Yeah.
Whenever I was 19, if you were like 28, it was over for you. Like everybody was already snatched up.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's that way anymore. But I'm sure it does feel smaller. I could say that you would probably feel that way, where you're like, I'm 27 and I don't know who to date, or I
Yeah.
don't know where to look, or
Yeah.
okay. So that was actually the only two that we covered for the late 20s, early 30s. Okay, so number 3 for them, you have an increased self awareness. So you have a stronger sense of who you are and what you want and need in a partner. We've talked about this. You
Yeah.
do. You just do.
Yeah. And I think it comes again from knowing yourself more. Knowing yourself is going to make things a lot easier when you're trying to know someone else. I still struggle. I'm like, do I like is this me? I often will text Tess and be like, "Hey, I need new clothes," like, but I don't know what my style is. And that's me with pretty much me in general. Is I'm like, is this who I am?
I know it is weird. It's almost like a not an out of body experience, but like a twilight zone. You're kind of
Yeah.
like, do I just like this because everybody thinks that I should, or this is what's in style, or do I really like this? And that's
Yeah.
clothes or whatever.
And then it could send me into a literal spiral. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know myself at all. But really, I would say that, like, for the most part, I know myself pretty well. I've been with her for 27 years. We've been through it together. So, like, I think we're good. But there are moments when I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know.
Well, I think something that's really helpful with this, like if you find yourself just, listen, girls and guys, but mainly girls, do not settle. Ugh. There's absolutely no reason that there's no age requirement that you have to be married by. Do not do it. Now, I'm not even going to, because I could rant about that for a long time. But I think what will prevent that is if you find yourself not really like connecting, not in a relationship, just kind of in the in between, right out of high school. Maybe you're not going to college, maybe you are, whatever the case may be. Please do something with your life. And what I mean is, don't nod your head. You didn't do a great job of this.
Okay, but I'm better now.
I'm just teasing you. Do not just sit around, do a job that you hate, waiting, and your entire life in your upper teens, low 20s, mid 20s is just every day you're just getting by until you meet this person that you think is waiting for you. Don't just work at a job you hate where every day is just such a drudge because you are constantly thinking that you're missing out and you're behind. Just stop. Okay. Your life has more purpose. Again, I was married at 19, and sometimes it's just the plan and it's how things work out. But if that's not God's plan for you and you find yourself in that stage, do not waste your time sitting around doing nothing, waiting. Go out, travel. Oh my word, travel. Work at the coffee shop so you can pay to travel and go do it. Like, go do it, because I promise you, once you have the husband, not so much the husband, you guys can travel, but of course, like, he's gonna have work, you'll probably have a job, whatever the case may be. And then once you have kids, your schedule revolves around the school schedule. So travel, and even better, volunteer. Go on a missions trip. Do you know where that one of the best places you could probably meet a spouse would be? Somebody who's willing to go serve other people.
I tried to go on a mission trip once. I wasn't allowed.
Is that a shot at Lammy?
No.
No.
We can
Sorry.
divulge into that later.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, but like what I'm saying is, like, go do things. Get a group of girlfriends and just do your things. Your 20s, you will never get back. You will never get them back. You will never have so little responsibility. I mean, you do have more responsibility in your 20s than what you do in high school, and obviously, but you will never have that freedom and where you are the only person that you have to take care of. Do you
Exactly.
feel like you took advantage of your early 20s?
Oh, who
Do you
takes
wish you would have?
advantage? Yes. Yes. Do wish, because at one point I was making some good money.
Yeah.
And what did I do? I don't know. What do I have to show for it? I don't know. What memories do I have?
Yeah.
I could have traveled. I could have done the things, and I didn't because I'm a loser.
There is so much good. And in those years while you're traveling and serving, and for crying out loud, my mom and dad are going to hear this and they're going to disagree with me, and that's fine. But like, move out of your parents' house, especially if you're a guy. Especially if you're a guy, but even if you're a girlfriend, if you can financially, like, be responsible. But like,
Like,
move out of your parents' house, and better yet, move out of the town that you live in. I'm not saying you have to go states away, although if you could like do some paid mission work, maybe you work at like a coffee shop that's what's that called, where you don't make any profit, nonprofit. Where you don't make any profit, nonprofit. Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
I
word.
would say nonprofit would be the word.
Or like something like that, where you might not be making a lot of money, but you are getting so much life experience. And the reason I keep coming back to like serving or like mission work is because that'll really put you to the test of like who you are, and it'll really shape you to be a good human. It just will. I mean, there has to be scientific facts on that.
Sure, there is.
And you'll get outside and meet new people. And who knows, maybe a guy
Love of your life.
that you didn't graduate high school with,
Oh,
or that has 15 exes in your same town. But like, sorry, I'm very passionate about these girls who just sit around and like, poor pity me. I'm not married. I don't have a boyfriend, and that's all my life is about. Listen, I agree that like God created us to find a person, a mate, if you will,
yeah.
and repopulate the earth. I do agree with that. But like, there's no timeline on that. So stop
Mm-mm.
putting one on it. Quit putting it on
Yeah.
yourself. Quit putting it on your daughters. Quit putting it on your friends. Quit putting it on your sisters. Stop it. Like, if that's how it works out, great. But if it doesn't, for crying out loud, encourage them to do something.
Yeah. Don't just sit around and be like, oh, my life is so hard. I have no one to love. Shut up. Girl, get up. Here's the thing. My mom has been very, like earlier when we were talking about, like, they put me in the town square as an example. Never, that was a joke. Never once, ever has any member of my family made me feel like I need to have a boyfriend. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom has told me from forever, do not settle. It's better to be single than wish you were. Preach it, Yvette. My my family has been very much, it's like they always hype me up, to be honest. Never like, they've always been, you're such a catch. I don't know what they're doing. And that's obviously a very biased opinion, but I waited, okay, and found someone who has the same exact opinion.
And we would
Hello.
also, while we were hyping you up, we were also like, if you were talking to somebody who we could tell, we'd be like, no, absolutely not. Like, don't even think about it.
Yeah, whether I wanted to hear it or not.
So
I
she
needed
didn't get away with nothing. Just coming from a conservative background, it's very much like that's the expectation. You
Mhm.
graduate high school and you get married as soon as you can. And if you don't have a boyfriend and get married right out of high school, then you go to a Bible college to find a partner to get married. Like, that is the goal. And again, I biblically, I agree. Like, I think the plan for humanity is to find a partner and live life and have kids. But where this time frame came from, I don't know, because there's so much growth that you can have in your 20s and so many memories and things that you can like that you can live. And it's great to do it with, like, if you get married young like me, it's great to do all those things with your spouse. Like I said, there are pros to both. Like, that was my life. I'm talking about somebody who's in their lower 20s and they feel less than, or like they're failing, or that they just want to settle just to say that they're married. Stop doing it. Like, these are some really, really great years that you could have. Make the most of them.
Yeah.
Quit waking up day by day, waiting for a guy to be dropped in your lap that you're just going to settle and get married just so that you can say, oh, I got married before I was 25.
Yeah, that is not a flex for me. I'm like, and you're happy?
Anyways, yeah, like, you can learn so much about yourself. And again, you can do it married. I did it married. So I can speak out of both sides
Mm-hmm.
because Lexi's a part of me. And so I can speak for for her, or she can speak for herself.
And
And I
I
can
got married at 19 because I'm a part of her.
mainly, if you follow God's plan and you find yourself in his plan, single in your lower 20s, mid 20s, just use that time so wisely and quit living a monotonous in and out day because you have spent every day just waiting, waiting, and waiting. Ugh. Wow, I really went on something there.
That was good.
I'm going to combine this next one in with that one because it's kind of the same thing. You have pressure to achieve milestones, marriage, career, children. Anyways, I'm going to lump that in with, like, the pressure from earlier.
Yeah,
There's no timeline except for God's. And that, I
exactly.
mean, that is what it is. If you get married at 40, good for you. And the last one about in your late 20s and early 30s is less tolerance for drama.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It
Yeah.
said that you are less likely to put up with people who are unable to articulate their intentions or exhibit disrespectful behavior.
Aren't we not tolerating things? I'm going to tell you something. I had we didn't date. Like, we hung out a couple times. And let me tell you,
Last
there,
summer,
yes, it was like childish, is what it was. But let me tell you something. I tolerated. Tessa knows. She's seen it. She's seen the evidence. She's seen it. Never again. Because
yeah.
the person that was like, huh, last summer, no, she's gone. She's gone. Yeah. Do not put up with stuff like that. I don't care what anyone says. Younger guys have some kind of complex, especially when dating. They'll be like mouth eater the girlfriends. They'll be like disrespectful, or they'll be, yeah. Do not put up with that. Any form of disrespect that man gives you, boy, is not going to get better. In fact, it's just going to be worse, and he's going to think that he can walk all over you. Do not put up with that. Have more self-respect. You're going to look back at 27 and think, what was I thinking? Personal experience.
That's that self awareness we were talking about.
Yep. Yep.
No, but I just, like, ugh. And I think, listen, I sympathize with people who are dating in this day and age because I gotta tell you, I don't think it would be very fun. The guys are either immature and out for one thing, or they are so set in their ways that they're not even putting themselves out there anymore, and it just kind of, like, is what it is. So it's really hard. And girls have also made it really impossible for guys to feel like they can approach girls because they could come off as creepy or etc. And then you have dating apps. It just sounds like a really miserable time. It feels hard to meet somebody organically these days, but that's another episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there are pros and cons to getting married young and experiencing your 20s that way. And I think there's also pros and cons to being single in your 20s and what you can learn later, whenever you're dating or finding a spouse.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, obviously, I have a little bit of a biased opinion on all of this because I am older, but I'm not saying it's impossible either. Like, I know a couple that has been dating since high school and got married, and they seem perfectly so happy.
There's no right or wrong.
Exactly. But you have to be careful because you need to make sure it's someone who's going to want to grow with you. And I think that's the thing. I think they've just grown together, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and also whenever you are dating, if you guys plan on having kids, you can't just think of him as your husband or your potential husband. Like, you have to think of him as the potential father of your children. Somebody being your husband and somebody being your kid's dad, there's a big jump there. There are more things to think about than I'm 18 and he was the captain of the football team and I'm head cheerleader and we're so in love and blah 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 blah. And if that's your story, great. I love it. I do. I genuinely do. Please don't take anything that I said as like a good or a bad, or like, I'm just telling you, follow God's plan. And if in that plan you find yourself single in your 20s, we're not going to be waiting around. We're going to use that time to grow ourselves emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, so that when it happens, when you least expect it, you are the best version of yourself to then enter in that relationship. Okay?
You guys knew what she was talking about.
Take it or leave it.
Let's take it or leave it. Let us take it or leave it. Okay, so first one. Can a can a person be hood and Christian like the memes? Can a person be hood and Christian like the memes? We're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you. This is a good question.
I mean, it's like one of those ones where it's like, I'll be at the south side of heaven.
Yeah. I think you can be hood and Christian. You just got a little sparkle to you, you know? What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I guess yes, I do agree. I do think sometimes people can be like brash, and be like, "Well, that's how God made me." Okay, but like, you still have to. I struggle.
No, baby, he didn't make you hit your ex-boyfriend with your car. That's not what he did.
Let me just use this as an example. I see people who will share a post on Facebook about how God, whatever the case, whatever. God sees my heart. God knows. Don't judge because God knows and it's none of your business. And then followed up with, oh, yeah, I got all this attitude and I'll say whatever I want. And I don't even care and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't think that goes together. So, like, that side of it, I would be like, well, I mean, like, I don't know. I have two people in my mind right now who are just genuinely, and by genuinely, it's really hard to meet genuine people sometimes these days.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely just the nicest, kindest, purest people, and that's just who they are. And sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could be like that. But I'm not. I have a little bit of like an edge. I'm a little bit, and it's not something that I'm like, ooh, I'm so tough, I'm so bad, I have all this attitude. But like,
the people that you were talking about earlier, like that's what I feel like. They're like they're trying to prove something. I'm like, okay, chill.
yeah. And so I guess it depends. I I think the memes are funny. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah.
If you're trying to just walk around with all this attitude and be like, God knows what's really going on, and
I'm just gonna let you know. More than likely, I'm not gonna take you seriously.
I don't think the question was that serious. For the short answer, I would say, yeah, I think, because I mean, we all have different personalities, so we can't all be the soft-spoken,
Yeah, what is
genuine.
it? It's like the Proverbs 31 woman and the what is it? Judges woman or something?
Yeah. Drive a stake right through his head.
Well, yeah. I would lean myself more on the judge's side, but I'm not gonna put a stake through anyone's head. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a different line, different times.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next one. Need your expert opinions. Should couples share finances? Ooh.
I can answer this really simply and very bluntly, and you can like it or you don't have to, but
I'm loving your vibe this episode. I'm loving it.
if you are dating, I don't care how serious you are, no. The answer is no. You shouldn't share your finances. I don't care. You never know what the future holds. So why would he pay off your debt? Why would you pay on his debt? Why would you take on debt together? My gracious. And if you're married, absolutely. 100%. No ifs, ands, buts about it. These people that don't share their finances drives me nutso.
Yeah.
Listen, in marriage, there are like three main things: finances, sex, and kids. There's probably more than those three, but those are like the three big ones. What do you mean you're going to keep one of those three separate?
Yeah.
And it'll be the one that destroys you.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like hard times in finance. There's nothing like financial hard times to increase that stress
Yeah.
But these couples who are like, I'm gonna send you money for groceries and you're married? Like, what do you mean? Why can't she be on your account?
I distinctly remember one time hearing someone say, "Yeah, that's fine. I just have to get some money from my husband." Huh? Money from your husband?
Well, a big issue is women who stay at home doing the Lord's work, raising their kids. And so you go to work and you have the nerve, the absolute audacity to make it seem like somehow they are less than and
Don't.
don't deserve access to quote your money because you work quote and they don't. What do you mean, honey? You could never.
I straight up feel my blood pressure rising.
Like, don't get me started. Like, it's
No.
bad enough if you are both working and you somehow for whatever reason convince yourselves that you guys need separate accounts. It's wild, it's stupid, it's like I don't understand. You become one, two becomes one house, one home, one family, one bank account.
Yeah.
Like, it is mind-blowing.
Here's the thing. Here's where I'm at on it. If you are a stay-at-home mom, like you said, doing the Lord's work out here in the trenches, and
Literally.
oftentimes it's because the guy's like, "No, babe, stay home, raise the children." Bleh. Um, whatever. Anyway, if you want to have a separate account for like fun money for her to go out, do a little shopping, don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about groceries. I'm not talking about kids' clothes. I'm not talking about things like that. That is all household. Hello, we're a household. We are one. We are two becoming one. That means all of that household. I'm saying, like, if you wanted to be like, "Oh, babe, here's $200. Go get a massage. Go out with the girls. Go whatever, whatever." That's what I'm talking about. For like bills and like stuff? No, you are one. So that means if he's working and you're not, obviously that money goes there. If you're both working, that money goes there. Because I'm not just talking about men, because I think women can sometimes be like, "Well, this is my money. Like I worked
Mhm.
for my money." He's
Yeah.
making a house payment and insurance and car payments and things like that. Put your money in the account. I don't care if it's your money. Put it together.
And
Hello.
in general,
Yeah.
if he has money and an account that you can't access or look at, or you have no idea how much he's getting paid, what's coming in, and all you're hearing is, I need groceries. Can you put money in my account? No, no. Why?
No,
Why?
that gives me the ick.
Yeah, you should know where you're, and maybe you don't want to. I don't like financials,
But Lamar does.
and so I don't even know. I know whenever he brings it up to me and we have like budget meetings, but other than that, I don't want to know. But my point is, Matt, all of this to say, my point is that if I wanted to know, I should be able to access or ask him and be like, "Hey, can I see a bank statement? Like what's coming in, what's going out?"
Yeah, not only that. I just thought of another thing. What if she's bringing on debt from like early 20s? She's working. I don't know how I feel about.
Here's the issue. Nobody is talking about the things that they should be talking about in relationships before getting engaged, before getting married. I told Lexi recently, I told her, I said, forget everything whenever I was younger. I would if I was active, if I was in the dating world in this day and age, literally, I would not start seriously dating somebody, a man, because I'm speaking from my perspective, I would not seriously start dating a man without asking him, what's your credit score? Do you have debt? And do you watch pornography? Those three questions, I would not start a serious relationship until I knew the answer to those.
Mhm.
Now, I don't think that you actively, not you, a person, actively working on paying off debt is something like I think if you are thinking of combining your life, you should say, "Hey, here's where I'm at. I'm making these payments. I'm doing the doggone thing." And if he's like, "Cool," and you get married, like, yeah, I mean, if the question is, does our combined finances then go to pay towards my personal own debt from when I was single? The answer is yes. because now there is no I was single, he was single. Now you are one. So your debt becomes his debt, which is why I'm not saying that has to be a deal breaker. I'm saying
Right.
you go with it with your eyes open and knowing, like, okay, cool, we're going to knock this out.
Yeah.
Share your dang finances if you're married. What do you mean you're going to give your entire body physically to somebody and be like, okay with them not telling you financial information?
Well, like also to add to that, as far as like what if you wanted a bank statement and you can't get it, but your husband's being super shady?
Yeah, like, because this shouldn't be an issue because you should just be on everything.
Mhm.
And if
Exactly.
he doesn't want you on it, then you may have bigger problems. Again, there are exceptions to every rule.
Right.
Maybe you made bad financial decisions and you guys have come together to agree, hey, for now, you're going to handle things and I'm just not going to be on the account, or I'm going to take the debit card for now. So I'm not saying that there are exceptions to every rule, but like in general, I don't understand how you can share every literal piece of your body, life, create humans together, and still just not share finances. It does not make sense to me. I disagree with it. I don't care if she's a stay-at-home mom. I don't care if she is not actively bringing in an income. That is no excuse. You put down your little power hammer and grow up and knock it off and quit holding that over her head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Heck yeah. Amen. Love that. Love the power hammer thing. That was nice. That was a nice nail in that coffin. You loser. I
and
do
don't you
not.
ever make her feel bad for it either. Don't you ever make her feel less than for staying at home and like not bringing in income.
Okay, last take it or leave it. First of all, before I ask this question, I want to preface this by saying this person has actually been with us since the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
super supportive, and we love her. So if you're listening, hello, we love you. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
She said, if a man likes other ladies' photos, is that cheating? Let's spice things up a bit.
This is good.
I
This
know. It's such a good question.
And there, listen, here's the thing, and we can have fun with this. Hopefully, you're in a secure enough relationship where you can be like, hey, just curious, why did you like it? And, oh, of course, it's going to depend. If it's a picture of a girl he graduated with and her husband, who she loves, and their 4 kids, and their dog, and their Christmas tree, I'm going to be like, well, I mean, yeah, I'll like it too. What the heck? But like,
Matter of fact, me too.
matter of fact, mark one down. Same goes for me. If it is a recently divorced girl
Oh,
who has her yitties out and is
the Yetis.
and just, and just begging for attention, and you give it to her,
Ugh.
I hope you have a secure enough relationship where you can go and be like, either A, maybe you're super chill and you're just like, hey, I saw it. Like, why? You can just be like, hey, that made me uncomfortable. Could you not do that? And if he loves you and respects you and he's like, oh my word, I didn't even think about it. Because sometimes, let's not give guys too much credit. They do things without using their little heads. Okay? They're just stupid sometimes. And they don't think. We can bring it right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Expectation without communication leads to
Frustration.
right. So don't just stay in your head about it. If it actually bothers you, don't just sit there and be like, oh my word, he hates me. He hates our life. He wants to be with her. He thinks she's prettier than I am. Just be like, hey, I saw you liked it. Did you mean to? And you'll know. Like, this is all because, again, there are exceptions to every rule. He could be lying. He could be like, you know what? I did. Maybe I shouldn't have. And I'm sorry if that made you feel a type of way. Maybe I didn't mean to, and you trust him.
Okay, here's my
Again, it would depend if it's like a family but like otherwise, I don't really see the point. Like, why are you doing it?
yeah. So this is how I gauge things, okay? For those of you who don't know, you're slowly finding out about my brother-in-law, Lammy. He is 110% obsessed with my sister. Rightfully so. But I am also obsessed with her. But no, genuinely, like to him, there is no other person in this world. So that's kind of like when I think about things that might bother me, I'm like, what would Lamar be doing? And I'm not saying like I'm like constantly comparing. Michael doesn't do anything. We've never had this kind of issue. But like I'm always like, okay, so would Lamar like this picture? And if it's a person he grew up with her her family and a tree and a dog and the lights and Frosty up on the roof, and he likes it, that wouldn't shock me. But now, if it's someone with their yitties out, is Lamar going to like that? No. Do you want to know why? Because Lamar doesn't care about that. He cares about Tessa. So I think, yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, if it's a provocative picture of a girl recently single being like, living my best life, okay, yeah, we're going to have an issue. It begs to question, does he even care about you if it's a picture like that? Because number one, he's looking at it long enough to look and like, okay? It'd be one thing if he's just scrolling past, but he's looking long enough to look and then like the picture. Number two, if he knows that that makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, that says way more about him and where your relationship is than liking an inappropriate photo.
And that's my thing. Like, babe, you are not the problem. Don't be like, oh, she's prettier than me. She's better looking than me. She's funnier than me. No, this is not, you are not the problem. Your husband or boyfriend or whoever is doing this is the problem. I just, because like I said, I compared a lot to Lamar, and I just like, I don't even have to question if Lamar would like a photo like that, because I know he's not going to, because I know he loves my sister. So like, I just, it's unfathomable to me that like,
yeah. And that's where it comes down to. Hopefully your relationship is good enough where you can be like, hey, this made me uncomfortable. He's like, oh my word, I'm so sorry. I never even like thought of it like that. I will not do it again. If you bring it up to him and he's like, you're being insecure, you're being whatever, you're always overthinking things. Okay, well, there may be some more things to work out.
If you bring it up to him and he starts out with no, immediately, no. And honestly, like I said, I just don't think that they should be liking them anyway, unless it's like a family photo. You know what? I think I was trying to build my foundation on this after I read it on the way home from work. And I was like, I don't really know. I feel like it could go either way. No. Depending on the selfie, even just a selfie.
Yeah, because
again, you're looking, you're liking, you're looking long enough to like. No. And then if they heart react to that on Facebook, girl, you have some trouble, and someone better hold my hoops.
You just have to come together. You just have to come together.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And like, sometimes it's hard not to be insecure, but you got to work on yourself. But also, if he's doing that, yeah, that's not okay.
What a great episode.
It was. This is the one time this episode my hair looks okay. It's changed. It's gone through the 7 stages of grief as well.
Oh, to wrap up this week, we just want to take the time really fast to wish you all a very happy and healthy Thanksgiving. Eat the food, eat the dang food, eat the turkey, eat the trimmings, eat the stuffing. OMG, eat the stuffing. On that note, we will be celebrating the holidays because we are holiday people. We are lovers of the holidays. And we will not be dropping a new episode next week after Thanksgiving. So we'll be back the Friday after that. But we love you guys. We are so thankful for you.
That is true. We are very thankful, and we appreciate everyone who listens. I feel like every week we're getting new listeners. And really it just means a lot that you guys want to listen to us yap.
Yeah.
We do love you all. We thank you all. You guys are great. I have so many friends that are reaching out or like have tagged me in their like stories and been like, hey, listening. Like, you all mean the absolute world. And thank you so much for letting us be a part of your day / your week. But yeah.
Hashtag thankful, grateful, blessed.
Hashtag
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy giving thanks.
All right. We will see you guys. Like I said, no new episode next Friday, the Friday after. Have a good day.
See ya.
Bye.